Okay,
This meeting is being recorded.
so when you see these candles, and I guess a telltale sign is either a huge up move or a huge down move, right? You have these momentum candles that leave gaps in price action. Healthy price action means the wick of this candle should coincide with the wick of the third candle. So you got the wick of this candle pushes down, makes a wick down here. This next candle needs to open up and go touch this wick. If it doesn't, that means there are only sellers involved. So the market will have to go back and mitigate, close this gap at some point. So this candle is the same way. The wick came down, market pushed down, it left a gap. And as you can see, prices filled that gap.
Filled the gap. Yep, it did.
If you look at the price action throughout the moves, the indices will always go back and fill these gaps, probably within like a 3-day time period for the most part. Now, if you're wondering why we all have the market going up, is because see where we have liquidity, there's gaps in here. You see these gaps? This will be attacked now. Like if you look at this bullish order block, price pushes back. We didn't break this bullish order block. Price is still going to push up, and it's going to attack all of this liquidity.
I've passed now.
So
I've passed.
Well,
yay! Congrats!
Congratulations!
That's your phase 2 on. That's your phase 2 on your.
I was $2,000 down though from yesterday. I was $2,000 down. So.
Wait, so that was True Forex funds, their second phase?
Yeah, True Forex funds. No, this is the first phase. But Todd, can you tell people how to get in and calculate the pips? Because that's what I do. I calculate how much pips pips I need?
Going up, guys. It's going up. It's going up.
It's going up to the level.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll go up to this area, and then you want to see rejection for it to push back down.
Todd, can you just explain what you explained to me about the pips? Calculating your pips.
I need that 31,550.
Okay.
I think Will's explained it as well, that the pips, once you know how much pips to get, then you can obviously change your size to the equivalent of how much you need to get. Say if you need to get $1,000, then you need to work out, okay, I've got 40 pips.
Right.
I mean,
so it depends on the lot size or the contract size that whatever prop firm you're using trades with. So Will, you use Trader Central? You ever heard of Trader Central?
I think his phone shut off. Hold on.
Okay, but there's a company out there called Trader Central that uses a more traditional lot size, or a lot size that you guys are probably used to with your private brokers, where the 0.01 is $1 per pip or per point, right?
Yeah.
Most prop firms don't
do that. Yeah.
Yeah, their contract size is a lot smaller, so you can ask them for a printout, and they will give you a printout of what their contract size is, and they'll show you what lot sizes a 0.01 or a 0.02. You know, that's why we have to use 10.0s,
right,
in order to get movements or whatever from these markets. But once you figure that piece out, then you can kind of plan what lot size you need to use to qualify or make a certain amount of money.
Right?
Now, always use risk management. You know, like today we kind of started this trade. We had a plan. We knew where it was going. So I could have made whatever I wanted to make all the way up to my level, right? And I'm not going to be a fool and hold it until it hits my point. If I've made all of this money, I don't necessarily have to make every last dime, but the market moved exactly where we thought it was going to move. We didn't get surprised. It might not move this fast, but we knew where it was going. So we could have used whatever lot size, you know, just like Leandra, she used whatever she needed to do to make her $6,000, which is cool. So we're over leveraging a bit, but we're kind of over leveraging responsible.
You also, yeah, you're also doing risk management because you know
Right.
you're doing your pips to your risk to your reward.
Right.
But
you still have to take into consideration the market's going to pull back.
Yeah, pull back.
Pull back. So you don't want to get caught in one of those pullbacks and then blow your account. So you kind of have to get a little practice doing that. But once you know what you need, you can always calculate it and pull out. That's why I make $5 grand a week all the time. You know,
Right.
Since Thanksgiving, I've not missed the $5 grand. Most of the time it's more than that. But the point is, I know what I have to do in order to get to my
get it right.
And I trade pairs most of the time. So pairs are a lot easier because it's easy to calculate. And I drop that information. If you look in the funded account tab, there's a very detailed explanation of how to do your risk management.
Right.
But this, I talk a lot about chalk, and I kind of want to show you guys the chalk. Chalk is change of character.
Right.
And the change of characters move happens at either the top of a range when it's about to push down or the bottom of a range when it's about to push up. So there were a few things. Number one, the 12-hour order block that told me that we were going to sell, right? This is a 12-hour bearish order block. Y'all recognize that, right?
Right.
So we knew the price had to push into the order block. So we just didn't know where into the order block until you drop down your time frames and you can see all the gaps that need to be filled.
Right.
So once we got to this point on this 2-hour chart, I see where price was here. It broke structure, right? It broke this high.
Right.
And immediately it broke this low.
Right.
Which told us, that's what told me that it was gonna sell. And that's whenever Leandra hit me up this morning, I told her the market is gonna buy up and sell. I'm biased for the sale. It was because of this, I saw this chalk move. So once you have chalk, then what you have to do is identify the institutional candle it's going to buy back to before it sells. So this is the institutional candle. This is the order block, and just so happens to have a fair value gap. Now, sometimes if the fair value gap, if this institutional candle didn't have a fair value gap and it was down here, then the chalk would have came to this fair value gap and then sold down. The market is only going to imbalances and order blocks. It's not just some random place on the chart. So once you understand that, then you just have to trust what you see. And I mean, that sounds great, but it's very hard to trust what you see until you do it a couple of times and it plays out. So, I put countless hours into this. And I still, sometimes I'm like, like I was on the phone with my brother this morning and I told him, I said, man, I think it's going to sell. A lot of people were biased for the buy. And this is the buy, but like people, it's probably a lot of people out there that feel like the market is going to keep going up and it's not.
Right.
No,
but
I don't think that at all.
Yeah, but my brother was like, I didn't see that, because, you get caught up from yesterday and it was a buy. There's this is another bullish order block, right? So you kind of get caught up in that. Oh, it's going to buy. No, the market needs to come back down though,
Right.
And this is why I used to say, and I still, tell the people that do the swing traders, don't just jump in the trade if it doesn't come back into the order block and tap you in, because eventually price is going to come back down here. There's a huge fair value gap right here.
Right. Yeah, you can see that.
And even in the wicks, there's a fair value gap. But if you were to put a fib on this move from the very low of the market to where you first found exhaustion, like this happened like June 27th. The low of the market was June 17th. 10 days later, you finally got exhaustion, right?
Mhm.
So this was your high wick. If you had placed a fib as soon as this candle had closed,
Mhm.
you would have known, or you could have anticipated an entry right here at the 78.6.
Mm.
Now, this happened June 20, what is that? June 28th. Your entry, if you had waited patiently, your entry was July 14th. Now, I know that's a lot of time, but if you would have went and set an alert here, you wouldn't have known when it was going to happen, but price came right down there. That's your optimal, that's ICT's optimal trade entry, right? And the reason you knew is you have a swing low right here. Market created a swing low, which means this is going to be your protected low on the daily chart. This wick right here took out the liquidity, right?
Mhm.
It took out the liquidity, which told you that the market was going to have a run to the upside. These are concepts that can be traded the same way that you follow the law. These are concepts that can be traded the same way. So once you saw this swing low, you automatically throw your fib on and you find, well, you can't automatically throw your fib on until you get the wick. But once you got this wick, you could have put your fib on and you could have set an alert and that thing would have woke you up or whatever, or you could have put a limit trade in it if you trusted, and you could have got picked up beautifully for like a probably about 1,000-point run, 1,100 point up move. From the wick to this daily candle, that was a 2-day move, 1,166 points. So if you would have used a Leandra lot size, who knows how much money you would have made? How, Leandra, you'd have bought a house.
Same.
But once you get comfortable seeing the market this way, you're always going to have an opportunity to make a killing. And I'm not saying that you have to make every penny, but that's a huge move. Like those are opportunities that only come around every now and then. I don't trade US30 every day like you guys. I only come here whenever I get like daily order blocks or weekly order blocks, because the move is going to be huge. But you can find these moves in any pair, in any time frame. The higher the time frame, the larger the move will be. It'll happen slower, but it's still going to be a large move. But yeah, that's why I had my bias this morning.
Can I ask a quick question, Todd?
Sure.
For the fair value gap, how could you tell where it's going to actually stop at, or do you know? Well, I see you haven't marked the red candle.
Well, right here.
Yes.
Okay, so the lower you drop, the more clearly you're going to
go to the 4-hour Todd, because that's where I've got a 4-hour fair value gap and it's filled it.
Well, it is, but mine is a 2-hour. So mine is more detailed than yours.
Yeah, but the 4 hours got the.
I need to delete this.
4 hours got the bigger gap than the 2-hour.
Well, it may, but she asked, how do I know where it's going to stop? It's right. The further down you drill, the more area you'll be able to see. So in this case, this is closed right where I have the arrow. But if you keep drilling down on these lower time frames, you will get other gaps, right? See this gap?
Yeah. Yep. I see it.
So that's why the market will continue to push up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So all it is, like, I know people who will drill down to the 1 minute. I'm not that interested, like I don't need to get every bit of the move. And
gotcha.
Like my dad was a trader and he would say the same thing. That's where I got the saying that bears get paid, bulls get paid, and pigs get led to the slaughter. Because if you're a pig and you have to get every pip, then it's only a matter of time before you miscalculate and you get rolled up.
Right.
You'll turn a beautiful trading day into a nightmare.
Right.
Trying to collect every pip. but I could have came down here to the 15-minute. I could have threw this line here and said, okay, the market is coming right here.
Mhm.
And maybe it wicks out 2 or 3 pips before and goes down and I lose everything.
Right.
So a 2-hour chart for me was a beautiful spot. And you see I hit TP.
Gotcha.
Now this may creep up and address every little imbalance that it needs to do down to the 1 minute. But I'm not really concerned about that. I'm
Okay.
waiting for the rejection and the sell down.
Yeah, this I see the sell down is going to be massive. I see that too.
Right. So it's all, I mean, this stuff takes time. It's like a language. And the more time you listen to it, or the more time that you spend with it,
Yes.
you'll understand it a lot better. Right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if you're patient and you believe in what you see, you can make a lot of money. You know, most of us we're in Ruby's class, and
Yes.
just not, you know, we didn't get out. You know, I'm thankful for Ruby because
Yeah, me too.
it gave me Alicia, it gave me Des, it gave me subjects that I needed to study.
Right.
And you know, through my studies, I just found an easier method for me, right?
Yeah.
So I don't knock, you know, what people do. Like Will uses a strategy I've never seen, you know,
Right.
but it works, you know. So that's the end game. Like if whatever you're doing, if you're doing smart money, if you're doing support and resistance, supply and demand, all that stuff is cool as long as it works for you. But
Right.
I'm just trying to share what I do and how I see. And this is what told me the market was coming here, right? These are all concepts that I got from studying ICT, the dry dude, you know.
Yes.
But the things that he teaches are uncanny, but they're all for real, you know, like
Right.
they all happen, you know. So you know, everybody will be wrong, you know, in their analysis every now and then. But for the most part, those concepts are rock solid. You know,
Gotcha.
I've made a lot of money just trading his concepts. So, you know, the goal is just for everybody to get to a point where they can go and pull out money and not necessarily become rich, because if you can't manage money, you'll never be rich, right? It's still going to be a money management game, but you can go to the market and pull out whatever type of money you want to make. You know, I'm a firm believer in that. You can if you need to make $10,000 a week, you can get an account and go make 10 grand.
Right.
If you need to make 5 grand a week, you can go get it, make 5 grand. You know, I just think that it requires you coming up with a plan, you know, like a trading plan, and you sticking to it. Because it doesn't matter how good you are as a trader, the more time you spend in the market, the more susceptible you will be to getting fooled, you know.
Right.
Like it was a lot of people on the call today that probably wouldn't have held these trades through that buy because it was bumpy when it first started out, right?
Yeah, it was very bumpy, and I was concerned. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So it's just I was never concerned because I knew what I saw, right? Like, and I didn't use a lot size that would have violated my account or whatever. I used a small lot and I just kept increasing it. But that's just an example of trading what you see. The market is designed to scare you out of your position, but we saw what we saw and we traded it. And a lot of times this helps to trade live like this so you can see and you can experience the emotions of trading live. But it just goes to show you, if you hold your trade, it's going to play out.
Right. It gives you the confidence too.
Exactly.
Yes. I needed to see this. I needed to get it explained the way you guys explained it. And yes, this was very powerful for me. I can testify because I didn't know any of this fair value gap. And, you know, yeah, this helped me tremendous. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Todd and Deandra. Well, I really do.
Barbara, are you out of your job yet?
No, not yet.
No, you qualified your account though, right?
Well, I had a crisis with my daughter. Yeah, my daughter ended up losing her kids and I had to end up taking them in. And I was in my second phase. I had 5 kids, a 1-year-old and from 1 to 16, and trying to work and trade, and I end up losing it on the second phase.
Okay, sorry to hear
You
that.
okay, Barbara?
Yeah, they're okay. They had to split them up.
Yeah,
I still got the 2 older ones, and then I'm still dealing with my health too. They screwed up my surgery, so I'm still in therapy. So it's a lot. Keep me in prayer. But I'm a fighter, so I'm gonna keep going. I have to.
Will do, bro. Yeah.
Get the kids involved, the 16-year-olds, because you can be, is it 16 in trade?
Yes, I have the 2 older ones, and the grandma got the 3 younger ones. Yeah, I got a crib. I had a crib in my room. Me and my husband were in shock.
Get the older boys in trading.
Yes,
I
yes.
definitely recommend it. I
I
mean,
think, listen, is it Bronnie Brown? She's got her younger kids, and they're like 14, and they're, you know,
Yes.
in your Legion course and stuff. But this is a free course right here.
Yes, I will definitely. Yes, thank you guys.
Brianna also, you know, Brianna has little kids. And they know, or they're learning like terms and all that stuff.
Because kids
I
learn
teach my son too. I understand.
Yeah, kids learn faster than adults anyway.
My son in blue account before on accident. So,
on accident. Huh? My son is 20 and all he does is blow accounts. But you know, like, I mean, that's going to be expected. Everybody's going to blow it.
That's true.
And then until you get a little discipline and understand what type of demons you have, because we all have them, you know, until you understand and meet those demons, you're gonna get tricked, and you're gonna blow your account. Your confidence might not be where it needs to be, but practice and patience.
Yes.
You know, it'll fix everything. Trust me, I'm an example of somebody who spent 60 grand. Like, I can pull up my FX booking and just say $57,000 negative. 57K. So that was my own money, and that was me learning how to trade, you know, on Osprey FX. And I should have never been spending my own money, but that's just how me and my brother were, you know. I mean, we were kind of naive, and, you know, I was making good money. So it was just, you know, I was either going to go to Vegas and shoot craps with it, or I was going to trade in the market. You know, it doesn't matter because I lost it either way. But it only took 2 months to make that money back.
Yes.
With a $35,000 account. I qualified 2 FTMO accounts. One was 25K and one was 10. They combined the account. 2 months, I made my money back. Now, you know, I had to be over leveraging, you know. But you know, it is what it is.
Right.
All I can say is this trading is the best thing that's happened to me, in, you know, outside of my kids, probably in my life, you know, because this allows us freedom.
Yes. Yes.
You know? And you know, if you guys have questions or whatever, just ask, man. Like, closed mouths don't get fed. A lot of people come to these meetings, and you'll look and you'll see people talking, and you'll never ask a question because you'll feel like, oh, I'm not on that level. If you never ask, man, you may miss out on the opportunity to get insight and depth from people who actually know. And you know, I always think about this, like, you know, Swaggy C. I don't know if you guys follow any of the YouTube traders.
Oh yeah, I do.
Pioneer, all those dudes were in California. Mamba FX, you know, he's not a good trader, but still, you meet these people and you see these people, and you have access to these people, and you never ask them questions. And then 2 or 3 years later, you see them, they're $10 million richer.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, or Jeremy Cash is taking private flights. And now you really feel like an idiot because you had access, but you never asked a question. So, like, you know, the people in this group are down to earth. You know, Justin, down to earth. Fred, down to earth. Will, down to earth. I think I'm down to earth.
Yourself, yes.
There will be a time where we start living life, and you might have engagements or travel or whatever is going to take us in different directions. So now is the time to feed your questions, because we don't know. I can get hit by a bus tomorrow, and
God forbid,
I
right?
hear. Well, I'm just saying we never know.
I know, that's what I always say, yeah.
So ask, man. Like, it doesn't matter how dumb you think the question is. The fact is, I know a lot of information because I spent a lot of time, with these traders on YouTube. A lot of time with Oliver Velez, understanding how he uses his moving averages. A lot of time with the ICT to understand those concepts.
Yes.
So, just ask your questions, like ask them in an open setting just like this, because I guarantee you 22 people, it said 22 participants right now. Probably 7 or 8 people have the same question and nobody's asking.
Right.
So, just don't think that we know it all or we're on a different level. I'm a regular dude. I put my pants on the same way y'all do. I cry over trading. I've spent too much money in trading, all that stuff. Everything that you might be going through now, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm in Lubbock, Texas right now because my mother's sick. I sleep on the couch. As much money as I make, I sleep on the couch in a 2-bedroom apartment that my brother share. I'm a regular dude,
Right.
So just ask the questions if you have them, and you can get them answered. It is going to require some time that you guys spend like studying, but that's personal. You guys have to dedicate this. I was talking to Leandra yesterday, and she was saying that she had to spend time. It took 6 months, Leandra, for her to reprogram what she needed to learn to see the market the way she sees it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody is going to have to go through that process at some point.
But everyone's got their own. Everyone's got their own different lifestyles. Like you said, like your mother, Todd, like Barbara. Her family situation. Like I've got a family situation as well.
Right.
Like my mum lost her eyesight. So everyone's got their problems, day-to-day problems that they deal with. So don't look at me and say, "Oh my gosh, 6 months." Like, I can do that as well. So take your time with it. Like everything is gonna click in due course. Like, but like Todd's saying, ask questions. Like I ask them as stupid questions. I'll be sending Todd. So many screenshots, so many dumb questions as well. But he's like, this girl.
Well, I don't ever feel like the questions are stupid, y'all. Like they're all questions that I've had, and other people have.
Yeah, he answers them, like, but I've done my own research as well, like studying and everything like that. But it's all going to come in due course. But I'll say if you've got kids or you haven't got the time like I had, then ask questions because it's useful, because then it'll give you a better advantage than going into some of these videos that are like 2 hours long or like an hour, and then you're wasting your time because you haven't found the information that you need to move yourself forward. So just use the Discord and everything, because and going on one-on-one if you need it, like go every week, ask for 15 minutes or half an hour every week. Can I just ask about this pair or that pair, or because we want everyone to win. That's the main aim.
That's it. And none of us have to pay for this. To me, that's the amazing piece. Like, none of us have to pay.
Yep. Blessing, a huge blessing.
Yeah, we all have a common goal, and we don't have to spend our money for somebody to tell us this is a support line and this is a resistance line. To me, the opportunity won't get much better.
That's true.
Facts. I say that every day.
Yes.
I be praying people ask. I get tired of talking. I'm like, man, let's do this.
You really do, yeah.
I'm like, man, look, y'all don't know these people personally. They ain't gonna pay your bills.
No.
Shit, you got stuff you got to do. You want it because you want to make money.
But Will, can you imagine if you knew Elon Musk before he became Elon
Man,
Musk,
that's
or
me,
Bill
man.
Gates or Mark Cuban, and you never asked them a question, and now they became these billionaires? Like
Yeah.
Will might be the next billionaire, and you're on a Zoom call with him every day, and you don't say nothing. That's crazy, you know?
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
It is real.
You know, like I used to watch Fred. For y'all, if y'all don't know who Fred
Yeah,
is,
I remember he was making a fucking killing. I remember
man,
that.
he would make
Yeah, and Ruby's
every day.
thing. Yep.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have
King.
been a fool not to say anything to that
I
guy.
had a one with Fred. I
Right.
didn't know what I was talking about, but he sure got me together.
Yeah, that's what I say. Anybody in Ruby who was making money, I DM'd them. They ain't DM me back,
There you go.
but I DM'd them.
I swear,
You know,
Fred
like,
one, yep. Because I DM'd a couple people too.
Heck yeah.
like that's why if somebody message me, I always try to reply because I know how
Me
that
too.
feels. Like you reach out to somebody
Me too.
and you don't get nothing back.
You guys
I'm
see
like,
the
man.
shoot up though? Hold on. Wait a
I
minute.
still got to
Yep.
550 though.
All TP's
I
hit.
know.
Yeah, the
But
turnaround.
it's one to go. There's like pew. It's that pew. Wow.
Even learning
Okay,
this-
there you go.
So when this probably the last candle, right?
Dang.
Could be.
Even
I'm
learning Will
scared
strategy,
now.
the amount of times I
Eat
went
'em.
back
Eat
to
'em.
that recorded video of Will strategy, and then when I came on the call, she was like, "Oh, that's this is wrong.
Okay.
I don't do this." So you know, there's so many times that I went over and over and over that Will strategy video before I even came on one of these calls, because I wrote down so many notes, everything, and then
Yeah.
now.
I got a lot of notes too.
Yeah, I mean, I was so glad Will came on too, because I had never seen anything like that. But
Me either.
if I had to kind of splice his strategy with the way I trade for it to make sense for me. But that's how you do as a trade. You don't necessarily have to
Yeah.
trade exactly like somebody. You can take pieces.
Piece of it. That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I like it, like I said, from the order block perspective of just knowing where they're at, because I know the market go like before, like I said, and I ain't know a whole lot. I know simple market structure, terms, and how US30 moves, because I've traded every day. I can't really explain it to you, but I just know how it operates, its tendencies. I know what it likes to do. So I know it's going somewhere. It's never going to keep going except you have like freak days. Then it's going to turn around magically in my mind. It just fucking turns around somewhere. I don't know why it's turning around or the point where it's turning around at. I just know it's going to happen.
Right.
And I will watch it happen for a year, like shit. And I just never knew how until I came to the group and Dad sent me every ICT video. And I never look at it because I can't
I
watch
look at mine.
ICT. I can't watch ICT. He on the phone for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, he could tell you something in 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, you could have said this
Hey, you know
first
the
5
funny
minutes of the
thing,
call.
You know, hey, whenever I first started studying ICT, man, I told Dez and Alicia to they would not watch it. They wouldn't watch it. They would not watch it. And then all of a sudden, like my strategy, like the trades I call out would start hitting. Next thing I know, they was watching it. But
it's not the fact that I won't watch. It's just hard for me. You know, like you say,
Yeah.
life.
No, trust me, I know.
That 2 hours.
Me too.
I gotta sit down and watch him. It's like, man, I just need this least.
I keep falling asleep. It's like, man, keep up.
Yeah.
Let me try and get through it.
Yeah, he's not the easiest guy to. And
So
he's so arrogant too. He's an arrogant.
Yeah, he's super arrogant.
He want his credit. I want my credit.
Yeah,
So like when I talk to y'all and y'all break it down in layman's terms, it's a lot easier. You know, like that's what I really have been needing.
Yeah, Todd was sending me all these videos, so and I was like, oh my gosh, like I had to put it on full speed. But then I made a plan. Okay, let me get money because that's the main thing. So let me learn Will strategy because that's how you get money basically fast. And then let me learn ICT on the side. So, you know, make a plan for yourself, you know, set goals, you know what I mean? Don't overwhelm yourself because everything will come into play. Now I've linked your strategy with ICT and smart money and it's come together.
That's my goal right there.
Yeah.
So take your time, everyone, and make a plan. Make a plan.
Yes.
like go with the plan. Like I said 6 months to a year, 2 years.
Yeah, I didn't learn it. It took me longer than 6 months, but
Oh no, I'm still learning things, but I'm saying to
no,
like,
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't want people to,
yeah. So
I don't want to give
I mean,
people
I
a
think
false
it's good
idea.
with making a plan and figure out what are the main things you need to know to make money. Like Todd just explained, like, you know, order blocks, fair value gaps, when to get in and when to get out. They're the main things. And then along with Will's strategy, because it lines up, like the lines line up perfectly. So majority of the time they hit. Like nearly all the time they hit. You just gotta wait for the right moves like we did today.
Yes. And you can clearly see Todd's, the arrow, it went past that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep,
I think this line was another one, but
yeah, I'm in my cell though.
Right now. You just want to be yeah, I'm not gonna get in the cell until I see a chalk on the lower time frame, like the 15-minute. I need to see a bearish order block.
A change of character.
Limit set.
But yeah, I mean, we see it on the 2 hour, but we need to see it on the lower time frame too. So I would like to see it in the next few candles. Once I see it on the 15 minutes, it's gonna be a wrap.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show a example of a change of character on the 15-minute? Because I'm having a hard time seeing that on a smaller time frame.
It's not here on this 15-minute, but I want to show you on the 2 hour.
Okay.
Because it already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see when this is a level, right? The market came up, it stopped. This is a level. Now this green candle broke structure going up. It made another level, right? This green candle broke structure going up. It went way up here. The market went way up here. So if you were in Ruby's class or whatever, you would have a line here, right?
I was.
A line here. These would be your levels. This broke structure going to the top side. It broke this structure, but it also broke this structure.
And guess what? I saw 7 people.
Now, price immediately came back and it broke
only
this
5 people left.
going down. That's a change of character.
Right.
You break structure and you immediately break structure back to the downside. This lets you know that the market is going to fail. So all you have to do is wait for price to come back to this institutional candle and push back down, right? Now,
come on.
We got here to this 2 hour chart because you got to start with the higher time frame. I already saw this bearish order block. This is a 12-hour bearish order block, right? So I know that the market is going to fail based on this 12-hour bearish order block. I just have to drop down the frame until I can see the change of character. I saw the change of character on the 2 hour. I saw this in real time this morning, a few hours ago. You know, I guess, well, maybe what, an hour and a half ago. You know, whenever I was talking to Leandra before.
Ain't nothing in there.
So this is a real time example of the chalk. Now, everything that happens on these higher time frames need to happen on the lower time frame. So you'll see it again here. You know, like this is the level. If the price comes up here and breaks this level, it's going to be a chalk on the 15-minute, right? It would look something like maybe this. Now all you're doing is waiting for price to come back here to sell down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I just need to keep seeing it.
Yeah, it's just spending time on the chart. That's it.
This is very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you this morning now.
Yeah, that was definitely powerful.
I'm just waiting for the sale so I can try to get this big bag.
Okay.
I need a Will Ross payday, you know.
I think it might consolidate a bit.
All right.
Oh man, we need a Leandra payday. How you doing, boy?
Leandra
My paydays be okay.
And Leandra was making 5K. And
know how to make that 5K a day.
okay, go
5K
girl.
a day. It take me a whole week to make 5K, man.
It was 6. It was 6, but yeah.
It was sick.
Oh, excuse us.
Congratulations.
Oh, girl.
Good.
Pop your stuff, man.
I was in
I don't
2
blame
day, 2 day drawdown from yesterday. So I was like, I need to make it
She
back.
got restored. Okay. No, because I was on the call with her when she said she lost 1,000. Remember? And
Yeah, I lost 1,700. Then I went in again
See?
yesterday, and then I ended up losing more. Then I was like, no more now. Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
I'm telling you, Mondays give me anxiety. I can't do it.
I could have blamed
Listen, I don't really believe in the days either. Like trade what you see, and you'll be fine.
Right.
It doesn't matter the day.
What?
Trade
Well, I
what
just
you
have
see.
bad luck on Mondays, so that's
Well,
why.
I just think that a lot of times we probably anticipate things. We trade it before we actually see it. Like
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too. So like if I know UJ is going to buy, sometimes I'll jump in that buy prematurely. So this weekend I felt like US30 was going to sell. I think that's what we talked about Saturday. Because it created that daily order block, it needed to sell down. So Sunday night, I think it gave us a 1 hour bearish order block. And I text my brother, and we jumped in for the sale. Now I went with a very small lot size because I was busy, but I lost that trade. And then it didn't sell until yesterday. The market went up, it didn't sell. So just because I knew, or I had a bias for what the market was going to do, I knew it was going to sell down. I didn't wait for the sale to actually happen. And you can't trade like that, like especially real money. You can't put your money on the line based off of what you think or based off of what you hope. You have to put your money on the line based off of what you see.
Right.
So if you don't get the change of character, if you don't get that break of structure, then you trade what you see. Just trade it to the upside. Like the US30 is still going up. You can't sell it before it actually sells. Unless you're good at hedging.
What's hedging? Holding? What's that?
It's put in the opposite direction trade. So it basically holds you at whatever level of loss you're at. So let's say you get in for a sale right here, right? And this would be your stop loss or whatever. Instead of having a stop loss, you have a buy trade right here. So if it hits your buy, you're still going to be negative whatever amount you would have lost, but you didn't lose it because you're still active in the trade. If this goes up another 500 points, you would still be down the same amount. Right? Once the market gets to a point where it starts pushing in your direction, then you can start cutting off the buy trade and you'll just start going in profit on your sell. Does that make sense?
It does, but do you have to sit here and watch that though?
Well,
do you have to watch it?
You don't, because these are candles and they have a definitive closing time. So no, you don't have to watch it, but you have to come back and check whenever these candles close, right? So if you're trading on the 15-minute chart, then every 15 minutes, you're going to need to check and make sure or to see if the market is going your direction, or you don't. You can just, let's say you have an engagement you got to go to. And that takes you away for 2 hours. And when you come back, price is down here selling. Now you can start cutting off your buy trade. I mean, you're still going to be down the same amount you were down up here. It doesn't matter where the market goes, you're going to be down the same amount. But now you can cut it off as price pushes down.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you, said hedge is really just hedging the opposite
direction with the same lot size.
And the same lot size. And is that considered like a buy limit or stop or sell limit? You putting it in or?
So this is what I do. This is what I do. Let's say I got in for a sale right here.
Right.
And I expected the market to sell, right? but now it's buying since this is the area that I've designated as a stop loss, I would put a buy stop right here.
Oh.
Right? So if the market hits my buy stop, it would pick me up for a buy at the same lot size. I would be down my 1% or whatever I risk right here. I would be down that amount until I cut either side off. Right?
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
But you can also set alerts on TradingView. So when it's come to a specific area that you're interested in, then you can set alerts, like all those alerts that you heard pinging off, all those sounds. That was alerts because that's what I set before between 2 and 2:30 for New York Open. I set those alerts in case price hit that alert, and then I know to get in for that fair value gap to be filled. Because I'm working at the moment as well, so you can always set alerts, and it would come up on your phone as well. You can decide if it comes on your phone, on your email. So, well, hey Des.
Right. If Leandra hadn't hit me up this morning, I wouldn't have traded this up. I would have had an alert here for a sell.
So, I hit you up because I was like, I was so unsure. So I was like, let me just hit up Todd to come on this call because I need certainty today.
But thank God he did. Thank God everyone's on this call because I know it helped me out. Shoot. Yes, I'm very thankful and grateful and appreciative. So yes, I got a better understanding now, a lot. So yeah.
That's good. Everybody, we all
pairs play out better than US30 does, I find. If you want to do the same thing, and you can just basically do a bigger lot size, pairs do play out as well with the same strategy. Not Wills, because Wills is specific to US30, but with order blocks, fair value gaps.
All right, thank you. That's good to know too as well.
Yeah, hey Leandra, you got to cash at me like $2,500 because
Sorry?
I didn't make $5,000. I'm $2,500.
Did I hear someone?
Hey, Leandra, you bribed me coming to this call saying we was gonna make $5,000. You don't know what to make $5,000, man.
I didn't say that. I just said, oh, please can you come on the call?
Oh,
gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Oh my God.
I know you're always up early anyway.
You got
JPY pairs.
Hey, Leandra, you ain't trying to hear that about a cash app, huh?
I don't have it. I don't think we have it in the UK.
You don't have it in the UK.
Yeah.
What? Y'all really
in Germany, it doesn't exist either.
Yeah.
Y'all, they do bank transfers from one bank to another. They don't need They don't need a middleman like us.
Listen, you can't cash app? You can't use cash app?
No. They don't need to cash app. They can do from one bank to another.
So you just go into somebody else's account?
You can do PayPal though. You can do PayPal.
PayPal is trash.
PayPal is trash.
Yeah, PayPal got some high ass fees. Well, those fees are too. Yeah,
and they'll hold your money for months at a time.
Yeah, they will. You ain't lying.
They held $5,000 for me for 120 days, bro.
Oh,
you serious?
That's horrible.
Hey, Will. Back in the day, I used to sell like knockoff Louis. Hey, they came and closed my stuff down, but they kept about $5,000 from me too, man.
Man, they will keep your money, bro. I don't PayPal.
Yeah, I ain't messed with PayPal since then. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think Effie said, we only use like bank transfer. I think crypto transfer as well. But
Apple Pay?
Pardon? Apple Pay?
Yes, Apple Pay, yeah.
Yeah, we have Apple Pay.
Y'all, America's the only people who can't transfer from one bank to another. It's just us. We the only ones who need the middleman.
You can't
money at work nothing.
Girl, no, we can't do that.
We got Zelle.
We can't do that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, they don't even need Zelle.
You can do a bank transfer without
and
Zelle.
We just got Zelle. It's
called a wire.
Yeah,
Right,
why
yeah.
is Sainsbury? Yeah.
Look, hey, look at this thing. Look how it tapped right here on that that 15-minute fair value gap.
Mm.
That's crazy, man.
So it should start.
Okay, so I just got into this call. I'm not sure what I
Oh, hey,
missed,
Elton.
but
Hey, I didn't know you was on the call, Elton.
Hey, girl.
I was just like, how come no, like, Leandra just sent the message in the general thing
What did she say?
that that you're teaching at Zoom right now.
Oh my God,
He sure
oh,
did.
I ain't teaching. What are you talking about?
Okay, so what's going on with this US30? Are we supposed to be in a cell right now or what? I'm
Hey.
not
Oh,
like,
Effie
what?
knows.
What I'm talking about. Get down to
I
business.
loved it. Exactly.
Hey, man, I
I
don't got
loved
time for
it.
playing with y'all today.
Yep. Oh, I love it.
Straight to
He
the
said,
money.
is it gonna sell or what? That's what I need to know.
Elfie,
Hey,
Elfie, it is gonna sell. It's gonna sell. This is the 12-hour order block.
Wow, look at that.
We're at the very top of the 12-hour order block. It's gonna
Yep.
start pushing down.
Wow.
Start
Wow.
pushing down. Yep.
okay,
You can see
can
it.
we enter?
Baby,
Wow, I love her.
Oh my God, I
You're
love it.
ready. You're ready.
Really, Todd, I don't know how to tell you thank you because I am LLA 1.0 and
Cash
this
up him.
group,
He wants a cash up.
We 2.0.
thank you, Todd. Thank you,
Oh my
Will.
God.
Thank
You
you,
guys are welcome.
Leandra. Thank you,
Yes.
Barbara. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you, y'all.
I don't know, the new people, this is just a blessing. I don't know what other word to use for this group to mean what it is. This group is like my lifeline. I don't even know what to say about it. Just thank you guys and God bless you all.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Likewise to you too.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Bye.
We
And
need that
please
forward.
pray for my daughter. Pray for my daughter. She's been battling hepatoblastoma since she was 5 months old.
Mm.
The
Oh,
messages in this group, it helps me. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Oh, blessing.
She's
Oh,
definitely in my
man.
prayers.
Praying for you.
Yes.
Definitely.
Prayers.
Yes.
Pray right
I
now.
sent you a message in 2020, Todd, and you answered. Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, 2020. Wow.
We were just talking about that. See,
Wow. Look at God. Wow.
Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. You guys have a blessed day, guys. If I don't hear your voices, it's always different. I'm always waiting for this meet. So thank you guys. Thank you so much.
oh, you're welcome.
Bye.
See,
You're
God?
welcome. You're very
have
welcome.
a great day.
You don't need cash up. You just got a blessing from God. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, no, hey, that's the truth, man. But you're
You
right.
don't need
I
PayPal
don't.
too, Will.
I believe that too. I don't want anybody's money. I mean,
I know, we ain't joking. We ain't joking.
yeah, we make enough money, man.
Well, send
Yeah,
some
I
more.
think
Let me drop my cash app.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's those types of things, man, just kind of touch me to the core, man.
Oh,
You never know what people are going through, and you never know the battles that people are having, man. That's crazy.
Eating, boy.
like you said, we just want everyone to get into a position where they're ready for what's coming, because we don't actually know what's coming in this recession.
Yeah.
It's different than other recessions.
Last year, sorry, Leander, last year for my daughter's birthday, the year before last, I got her LLA, the subscription, because I just felt like I just needed to give her a gift for, what are we giving our kids? I need to give her something to sustain yourself, to take care of yourself. And it just looks so bleak. And I got her LLA when, Ruby was still on and everything. And I just couldn't see another gift to give to her, but, trading.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's here right now. So, well, she just got married.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Gonna be a grandma soon.
Oh, congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Here already.
So thank you guys.
Yeah.
And the fair value, Todd, if you could explain that again, I would really appreciate it.
Okay. The fair value gap.
Yes, please.
Let me drop down time frame so you can actually see.
Todd, go to the 4 hour, please.
Yeah,
Love her.
yes,
Leander,
I love
please keep on
Leandra.
asking all your questions, Leander.
yes, Drill Sergeant.
Please.
All right. So listen. So if you look at this move right here,
Yes.
let me hide my moving averages so y'all can see. What you're looking for is the wicks of the candle, right? You want every 3 candles, you have to look at a 3 candle sequence, right? So you want overlapping action on all 3 of these candles. Just like you get it here, like this candle is equal with this candle, this 3rd candle, they're up there, you get overlapping action. All right, this candle has a wick. You got the 2nd candle and the 3rd candle, these wicks overlap. All of this is healthy price action. It's healthy price action until you get to an expansion down, a downward expansion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the wick of this candle. All right, this candle wicks way up here and it pushes down hard. This next candle doesn't come back up and meet this wick.
Right.
That's unhealthy price action. This will need to be mitigated at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
it's true.
This area, price is going to have to come back into this area at least to this 50% mark. So the market moves all the way down and eventually it mitigates this entire area, right? If you look where this wick is right here, this wick touches it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're looking for, or that's where your understanding of the market needs to be. Like when you're wondering how high this price is going to come up, you would have targeted the fair value gap. And you would have understood that price was going to move to the fair value gap and move right up to it, and then it pushed down.
And it did.
So that was the same thing that we had here, right? When this price turned around, we had to identify where it was traveling to. And I did it on the 2-hour chart. So on the 2-hour chart, the fair value gap was here, right? Now, we just talked about you can keep dropping down, and then on the lower time frames, we would identify this area. Let me see. On the 15-minute chart, it's a little bit higher. And this on the 5-minute chart, this is the I guess the bottom of the order block that price never tapped into, right?
Right.
Price never came back and tapped into this order block until today. Or now price tapped into the order block.
Yep, it is.
So whenever I used to teach, wait for price to tap into your order block. Like you want to see the order block, you want to see this wick tap in and take the sell trade. In this case, price never tapped in until today. This happened July 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole day later, price comes back and taps into that order block and starts to sell. Now, what we like to see is we want to see it break structure to the downside, right? That would be chalk on the 5-minute.
Change of character. Yay!
Yes.
I'm learning those terms.
Then once you see the chalk on the 5-minute chart, you'll be able to see it happen on the 15-minute chart, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And Todd, is mitigation, is that when the banks are closing the previous orders to pump more money into the new orders?
Some people say it's bank, some people say it's algorithm, but yeah, however you want to explain it, or however you can understand it better, then yeah, use that. Because it doesn't matter if it's the banks doing it or if it's a computer.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. So
okay.
If you understand it better as the bank's closing orders because they opened up a crap ton of sell orders, and now they have to close those orders out, then that's cool the way you understand. Like some people, when I say some people, ICT has a problem if you mislabel something or if you say something that he doesn't agree with. But I say it doesn't matter as long as you understand how price is moving. If you understand it as two people exchanging money, then that's cool. If you understand it as the bank's closing orders, that's cool. Just understand what you're seeing is going to happen all the time.
Gotcha. Yes. Thank you.
Todd, what's gonna determine you entering back the cell?
Break a structure.
Break a structure to the downside.
To the downside.
I want to see mine on the 15
Thank you, Doug.
I don't. I'm not going to trade it just off the 5-minute break of structure. I'm not there yet. I need to see it happen on the 15-minute. It looks like this may break structure, which would be cool. Like this candle closes in 3 minutes. But so what you want to see is the next wick should touch this wick and the price should sell down. So if y'all remember in the buy trade when we were buying it up, price kept pushing down. That was those wicks. And we were like, oh, just buy up. But the wicks were touching. They were going back to touch on the move up. Now, whether this wick touches or not, it doesn't really matter because my bias is for this market to buy up anyway later on this week.
So you see it continue still going up?
Well, I do, because I mean, if you look at the higher time frames, that's what the higher time frames is telling you. Like this is a weekly chart.
Right, I see it now.
Bullish order block, tapped into the order block. We just went deeper. That's all we did. Now this week should be another bullish order block.
Right.
We already talked about all this area that needs to be mitigated.
That's
filled. Yes.
There's an area up here that, I mean, I put this POI for a sell-off a long time ago. So we'll see. I mean, there are other areas that need to be mitigated, but I'm still kind of biased for the market to come here before it sells off. And it just so happened, if you think about like the news events, we're going to raise interest rates here. On the 27th?
1%, 1 or 1.5.
Right. I believe it. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but I believe it'll be at least one.
Do they have a choice at this point, Todd?
They do. But if they make the wrong decision, it's going to tank our currency. Like our currency would take a hit. Kind of like the euro in the pound,
Yeah.
But they don't do it. They're not going to make their decisions based on if our currency takes a hit or not. They're going to base their decision on the economy and all that good stuff. But I anticipate that it will be a full point, because Canada did theirs a full point. That kind of puts pressure on us.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Todd. This has been great.
Yes.
This has been great.
I would just encourage y'all to, like use YouTube, man. Like if we say something,
University,
if we're not explaining it in a manner that you can understand, go to YouTube and look it up. That's exactly what I did with Ruby. I know a lot of times in the chat, Ruby will get a lot of bad press, but I want everybody to keep in mind that Ruby was a 22-year-old girl when she started her
exactly.
Yep.
Listen, at 22,
Ruby, really.
At 22,
Yeah. 22.
Man, I had no sense. I had a one-track mind. I mean, this woman she started her teaching people to trade at 22, and so I'm, when I think of Ruby, I'm very thankful, you know.
Yeah, me too. I'm grateful.
Ruby gave me all of you guys. I am
there you
thankful.
go. There you go.
My bottom line has always been, I praise her for all the positive. Is just her
Tess,
attitude.
hey, I didn't know you were on.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you. My friend, my sister.
Yeah.
It was just after, I mean, because honestly, I look, even though, yes, I'm over 40, I looked up to her because she was 22 doing it. And like Todd said, when I was 22, I didn't know, first of all, I had a child. So I don't know what the hell I was married, had a child. I was on a whole nother level, you know, but she was focused, she was dedicated. And I give her all her praise, her flowers, everything for that at 22.
Yes.
She had just had a bad attitude, which was not very helpful. But other than that, I thought she was.
But she's 22.
Well, she's older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was 22-year-old, a millionaire at 22, I think.
22-year-old with a bad attitude.
Sure. Yeah.
With good work ethic.
She was 21 when she was a millionaire or something like that, Todd. Self-made millionaire.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was.
So I mean, hats off, because I honestly, and I was also looking at some other young dude on the internet. He's 20, I think, a self-made millionaire off of Shopify and everything. So it's easier in this day and age to be a millionaire than it was in the 80s. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree. But I mean, you know how God works in strange ways, because through Ruby's course, I met Dez and Alicia. And I don't know. I just think that we bonded, and all of this was birth, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, what had to happen from Ruby's process.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's just ask, man. Like we never know who we're talking to, you know? Again, somebody in this group will be the next YouTube trader or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know,
don't forget to talk from around the whole world.
There you go. There you go. I mean, it's nationless, basically, you know?
Yeah. And look at Jessica Lane. She's a young person as well. And, you know, she's out there doing it.
I agree.
I like the fact that they're, you know, and excuse me if anybody is of another color, but I like the fact that they're young and Black and doing it, you know?
Yes.
I agree. I like that as well. You know, you're gonna pay $5,000 to see Jessica Lane.
No, I'm not gonna pay $5,000. I'll see on YouTube.
Hey, I'll tell you, bro. Hey, hats off to her, but God no.
What happened to go to YouTube? We're gonna see her on YouTube.
There you go.
Y'all want the course?
No, honestly,
no. Hey,
if we get to the level where we're networking for different purposes, then maybe
look, I'm sorry, but you know I'm a tech guy. Man, all that shit be on Mega. Y'all tripping. I don't pay for that shit. They rich. I ain't make you rich. I can do it for free. You can do it for free.
Exactly. I agree, boy.
Yep.
So let's talk about a trip though. When are we? We should all put in for the course, go to a trip 1 week and knock it out.
Say what now? Sorry, Effie just.
We all put up $100. It's 50 of us.
That's what I'm saying. It's 50. You know what I'm saying? 100 of us. That's $50. We can do it.
Oh, for the course.
Yeah, and then we all, vacationing.
Jessica Lane trades retail style, like support and resistance.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to pay $5,000. I know support and resistance.
Yeah, I was gonna say this really one-on-one.
I'll post a video in the chat, but I was Q Banks just did a video a couple of days ago, and he was in a losing position for $50,000.
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy to me. But if you look at his chart, you would, as somebody who trades smart money, you would look at that and say, now, why the hell did he get in that trade for I think he was in a buy and it was selling, or it was a sell and he was buying. But anyway, if you look at the chart, you would be like, okay, why would you do that? Because that's all wrong. Because we've gotten kind of away from the people that do trade primarily smart money. Even if you mix it a little bit with retail, you can recognize something that is like, whoa, that was just an unnecessary drawdown for you. And granted, he's trading his own money, so he doesn't have to worry about a prop firm or anything. But it was just crazy to me because I looked at the chart and I started looking at his face as he was going throughout the day. I'm like, he looks a little worried. But it was just crazy how I was able to recognize the fact that he was in there wrong. And it was like kind of crazy for him to take the trade how he took it, because it was just not the right time, you know. But I'll post it and you can see it, because it's just blatant, you know. It's just like, wow.
Sorry, Effie's just asking. So Todd, you're saying that the sell down is basically to the order block on the daily time frame.
So I would say no, it's not going all the way to the order block, but it needs to retrace further than it's retraced now. Does that make sense? I would have to do it.
I think she's working at the moment. I'm not sure what.
So here, but it's kind of like, I didn't hear everything you said because it was like chopped up.
Okay, so it's not going to sell all the way to the order block, but it's going to pull back further than the level it pulled back to. So if you put a fib, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it, but
yes.
So this is a daily chart, right? I fibbed this move from Thursday's low to yesterday's high, right? The market pulled back a little bit. But if you notice, the market didn't reach the 50%. Today, it's if it doesn't pull back, it's going to be another bullish order block, right? So it still has to pull back from today's high. Does that make sense, Elfie? So you're going to get a pullback either way. And it's kind of early to tell. Like if I would have thought that this would have started selling by now. And it still may, you know, I don't know. I don't, you know, the market doesn't operate on our time, but we need to see the wicks of this candle start to push down. And what I would personally like to see, I would like to see the candle push down to the 50%. Because if that's the real reason why I wasn't sold on this market going higher today. Like we talked about these levels of liquidity up here, but before the market goes up here, it needs to push down further so it can go up. Does that make sense?
I'm trying. Are you talking about today's candle needs to push down so that there will be a wick?
Well,
okay.
I'm talking about the entire move from Thursday, right? So from Thursday to yesterday, there's your high. The retracement came short. It was shy of the 50% mark. It's, I mean, if I had to guess, maybe 45% retracement.
I think it's going to 31887 before it starts pulling back, but that's just me.
31887.
Yeah. Well, because remember, I'm trying to do the timing of the market as well as everything else. So that's a 9 o'clock area. But don't listen to me because I'm still working on it. It's panning out, but I need to do it a little bit more often to really present it to everybody. But the market is, it does work on timing. It blows my mind when I back test it. It's crazy.
So you're thinking 31887. It would if it goes past this level.
It's going to break the high of yesterday.
It would violate. Well, that would be a liquidity grab, but it would violate this 12-hour order block.
Okay, and
I agree.
You act like it can't do that. Like, oh, it's not going to do that.
So it can, but I mean, it can violate this order block. It's still in a bearish order block from here, but
yeah,
I guess
it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back. I has no ifs, ands, or
Right.
buts about that, but I think it's gonna go up there, then start pulling back around lunchtime.
I guess that can happen there.
And I could be totally wrong.
I agree with Des. I think it's gonna, this is Ken, by the way.
Hey.
I think it's gonna create some engineered liquidity at where that wick is, and then fall back down before going back up.
Okay, well, hey, it's like this. Let's see. That's all we can really do. But I'm working on the timing aspects of it as well, because there's certain times the market does certain things. Not only in the, and it likes to go to kill zones to kill zones. So that's why I'm trying to bring that in to my trading. And so far it's working. But I want to be able to be really good with it before I present it to everybody. But I'm just putting that out there as far as where I think it's going to go before it starts turning. But I've been wrong before. So, hey, it's all good. Let's just see how it plays out. Thank you, Des. You're welcome. No, I got you.
Oh, Desiree.
Yeah.
I only heard a fraction of what you said, but I think
Okay, Todd, I'm sorry.
No, I mean somebody knocked on my brother-in-law's door. So.
Oh, well, what I was saying was I'm trying to bring the timing to the market, because what I've noticed is the market likes to go from kill zone to kill zone. So like a 9 o'clock will go to a 9 o'clock, and even though the 2 o'clock is not a kill zone, it's an important area, important time for the market. It likes to go from the 14th hour to the 20th hour, things like that. And the 20th hour is Asia's open. And it likes to do that. And I don't know whether that's an algorithm thing. It's probably more of an algorithm thing than a human thing, but it does like to do that. And I've seen that do it a lot. So before I start presenting it to everybody, I'm going to make sure that what I'm seeing is correct. That's why I said it would probably go to what's that area? 87 or whatever I said. Yeah. It'll go there and start turning around, because that is although there is what is that? There's a wick there from June 28th at 11. It's also a 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, was it 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock? It's the kill zone area as well. So
you're talking about this area.
Yeah. On the one hour.
If it goes up there, I would really be pissed off, because I could have made my $5,000 with
well, I mean, I could be wrong, Todd. It doesn't have to, but if
I hope you are, because
well, you could have caught the buy up. I had the buy up this morning. I did
too, but
you could have been made that $5,000. You could have been made that $5,000.
Exactly, Will. He could have easily made that $5,000.
Yeah. I mean, because Nas and US30, you could have got in at 8:30. That's another time thing about the market. You could have got in at 8:30 and made that.
Well, listen, I did get in.
Okay.
Early.
Did you make it?
I didn't use the Leandra lot size,
Okay.
Oh my God.
Y'all didn't tell me what time it was,
Well, I failed to realize it was a strong trending market, because when it didn't break the low from yesterday, right. I should have known then it was a strong trending market and just got my ass in, but I didn't put it together, because some things I'm slow about. That's why I want to make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do before I start presenting. Hey, this works.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm still biased for the sale, and based off the chalk move.
What's with this $5,000 anyway? Like, why are you so eager for this $5,000?
Because that's 5% of his, or 2% of his account, I think.
You made. I mean, you made $6,000, but you told me I made $5,000 this one.
So you got to beat Leandra. What?
No. She made me come to this call. She told me I was gonna make it.
Thank God she did. Thank you again, Leandra.
Yeah, but you had the markups as well. You're the one, I'm asking you for confirmation.
You have to mark them. That don't mean I use the elephant lot size though.
Yeah, but I didn't use the elephant lot size all at once.
Yo, you just used.
She used a lot of them. She used a lot of lot size.
Listen, hey, Leandro.
Yeah, it's going off like shotguns.
You're P. Diddy over there, Will. You're P. Diddy over there.
Oh man, I use Big Diddy lot size every now and then, man.
Hey, it did sound like a machine gun was going off.
It did. It was like, what?
I'm like, they getting down in London. She must have thought that was the game.
That's how we do.
Hey,
y'all know me.
Des or anybody, I guess, on the call, y'all trade crypto? Like Bitcoin?
I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a while.
Yeah, me either.
Is it because it stopped buying? That's why everybody.
Hype. Yeah.
I can't trade it.
Who
I
can't?
don't trade it anyway.
You can't trade it because of what?
I just don't trade it. I just think it's very volatile and it moves very slow sometimes as well.
Okay.
And normally the spread's quite big as well. I think that's why.
Yeah, the spreads was horrible one time.
If it goes down here like I think it's gonna go, I'm gonna trade it up.
Yeah, can you have a look at NAS and SPX? Because they.
How many pairs you look at, man? You look at every pair? Oh,
I do. I spend a lot of time on stuff.
So this is a Saturday call.
Yeah, it is a Saturday call.
Wow, look at that. That's gonna go up as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, they move in concert pretty much.
Yeah.
You can see this liquidity.
Just waiting.
Fair value gap right there. More liquidity.
Yeah.
Fair value gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think the NAS is gonna go this high this week though. I mean, was it 1,000? Well, it might. That's 1,000 points. So this is Dez. I don't know if did you send me a video, the ICT video?
Which one?
The one that he was talking about the market coming up here.
Oh, that wasn't me. No.
Yeah, I was like, man, that dude is tripping. But listen, I mean, if it does, I'm gonna have to send him a message. But that's very high, man.
Well, I mean, it dropped that much, so who knows?
But we know why.
All at once.
It dropped because interest.
Yeah. So, okay, when do they talk about raising the interest rates?
On Wednesday. Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
This market, man, if this market come way up here, man, I hope it does. I hope it does, because when they raise them interest rates, this should fall way back down, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's only if they're going to raise the interest rates to like two basic points, like a total 2 or 1.5, not 75.
75 is still high.
Yeah, but it won't go all the way up there. 75.
Listen, but the market should fall if they raise interest rates. It shouldn't rise. You know what I'm saying? Like tech, especially tech.
Well, maybe because people are more so remotely working, maybe that's helping it. I don't know.
But the if you have a business, you have to borrow money to make money. Most businesses aren't solvent, so they have to borrow money.
Okay, but didn't Trump just give them this huge cut in interest rates, and therefore they bought a lot of stock buybacks and all this? So I think they're good. Maybe that's why. They
did buy their stock back, but you still have to, if you want to continue in business, you have to borrow money. Businesses aren't solvent.
Well, Apple is, they've got a whole bunch of cash on their balance sheet. So does Facebook.
Yeah, Apple has cash, but so let's look at airlines. Let's look.
Okay, but we're talking about the tech industry right now. We're not talking about the rest of them.
Okay, so what about most of the chip makers aren't solvent?
Oh, well.
You know the crypto market is not solvent. That's tech.
That's okay. That's tech. I guess so. I think crypto. Okay.
So it has to sell if they raise interest rates.
Well, let's just see where it goes and let's sell it from there and let's buy it from there. And that's all we need to do.
Yeah, man, it needs to go ahead and just sell right now, man. They just need to just drop the hill one time, man.
Well, I agree. Because the sell down should be a pretty significant sell.
Well,
Yeah.
are you in the sell at the moment?
I know I am. I'm in the sale from 31,600.
Is it dropping right now?
Girl.
It's started dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think
You're wrong.
US 30 been moving. Y'all been talking. US 30 been moving.
hey, I'm really gonna
They
get
talking, I'm watching, and I'm
Me too. I'm watching. Y'all talking. I'm
Good.
listening now.
but it
I'm
has
listening, but I'm damn sure trading.
it needs to break this level right here.
I'm in a sale from 31,600. That's my top, and then I have one in the middle too. So
I
yeah,
think
I'm in
that's more
two
of a
sell
retrace
positions.
sell. The long term is going to be more of a buy.
You're right.
That's the
Still
way
gonna be a probably a retrace.
it's
That's
waiting.
all right.
It is a retrace sale, but it's gonna be several.
A big
Huge. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of imbalance in the candles, but I still think it's going to go high.
Sell today, buy tomorrow. Sell today, buy.
Buy
when-
again tomorrow morning.
Today is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I needed to sell down.
So Wednesday would be the last day to get in if you're swinging it for a good price. Because it shouldn't go back to the weekly opening price.
Again. Did it up today as well?
So that means it should sell down then, Dave.
It shouldn't go back to the weekly opening price.
Well, I know, but it still has a sell down. We know it's going to sell down anyway because it's a bullish order block right now.
Yeah.
If the market closed right now, this will be a bullish order block, and you get a sell down and a buyout. Or you would think that you would get a sell down and a buyout. So this was a very shallow sell down after, like on this was Friday's move.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday was a very shallow sell down, and yesterday, I guess the buy up was last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm killing it on demo on my live because last night I got in. I can't sleep on when I'm trading, but on my demo I can. Me and demo doing really well. Live, we're making some money.
Yay.
You know, if you can do it in your demo, you can do it in your.
Yep.
Oh, but I can't sleep. Oh God, I couldn't sleep. I can sleep and it was different. It doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter. Meaning, it counts as far as is my strategy working. But as far as my anxiety, no, I couldn't do it yet. Give me another month and I'll be able to. Give me 2 months and I'll be able to do it.
Yeah, that anxiety is the most.
Tell me about it. Had to work on it and work on it and work on it. Always working on it. But it's coming along and it's lit. It is lit.
Yes.
No anxiety.
I'm in agreement, Des.
That's right. Now if I'd have gotten my butt up at midnight, I'd have gotten it.
You should have messaged me because I was.
I know I should have, Barbara. We'd have been killing it.
Yes.
But midnight, your time, Des, is like 9 o'clock Barbara's time.
I know. We got on the Zoom and it's like Barbara's waking me up. I'm like, okay, Barbara, give me 5 more minutes. I'll be
She sounded asleep. She was asleep so good. I felt bad even waking her up. Oh my God. I wanted to cry because I was like, dang, girl, you're sleeping good.
Crazy early anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know because when I trade London session, I always come online. I'm like, man, Des up way early, man. like 4 a.m. my time. It's like 5 a.m.
Sometimes. it just, I like, I don't know, the market just calls me and it's like, what's it doing? What's it doing? That thing I posted in psychology, honestly, that has helped me a lot over the last couple of weeks. And even though all of it, the last part isn't mine, I got it from somebody else, somebody online, and I posted it. It has helped me a lot. So if anybody, you know,
If
has
anybody
problems
has
or
bad
whatever, they can.
psychology,
Huh?
you said if anybody has bad psychology,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I think most people have bad psychology when they're not comfortable with what they're seeing.
The
So
confidence, yep.
I don't understand why you have bad psychology with when your analysis plays out. I don't understand that.
Because it is a matter of me trusting it more than I do. And it is also, why should you putting that there? It is me just letting go of the fear. And it was actually when I started researching, okay, why am I afraid? It makes no sense for me to be afraid. And
But
then,
do you remember when I used to send you, or I used to ask you to mark my? Do you remember that?
I know.
I know. I used to, hold on. I used to send my chart to Des, and she would mark my chart up, right? Like I would have markings on my chart, but she would mark it up. Then I would trade it and make all this money, and I would go back and thank Des and ask her, and she say she didn't trade. She didn't take the trade. You remember that, Des?
Yes, I was afraid. I know it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. And at first I thought it was because, you know, I'm over 40 and maybe this is the end of my life type of thing. And I had to work through that. And then it was, I don't know, it was a lot of different things. But what I was going to say was I had read this thing about how fear and excitement release the same type of hormones. So if I start transferring whatever I'm afraid of to an excitement thing, then the fear dissipates. And I cannot tell, Todd, in all honesty, I cannot tell you why I became afraid. Because when I first started in Ruby's, I would do her style of trading and I had no fear. Everything was just, okay, let me do this. It was no fear, but somehow or other I developed fear and I don't know why. But I've gotten rid of it. So I'm trading a lot better now and I'm taking my actual trades and I'm actually making money. I just have to use a bigger lot size. But yeah, it's coming along and I don't know why. I don't know why, but it happened and sometimes things do happen. You just got to work through it. And
I had the only two friends that could call the market and trade it. Alicia was the same way, man. I used to be like, well, this is good for me. Not necessarily good for me.
Oh God, Todd said, if y'all not gonna take your trades, give them to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was too easy for me. I had my little money.
It was a confidence thing, and you know, I don't know.
Well, you know,
what happens in life.
I think everybody needs to have experience doing their own analysis and seeing it play out. You know, that's super powerful. Once you start seeing your analysis play out, then yeah, I think that changes the game, you know. Well, for most people, but Des would see her analysis play out and it didn't change, but she just kind of explained it. But most people, once they see their analysis play out, they can take it and run with it. That's when you have to start dealing with your little greed demon, though. because you can analyze the market and be right about the direction, and you can over leverage and get kicked out the trade.
Yeah.
Kind of like we waited for the US30 this morning and it bounced around. If you were over leveraged, you probably would have lost the trade before the market moved up. And I think some of y'all probably got out of the trade or took profit prematurely and then, you know, didn't get the move up. So I mean,
I took profits prematurely.
What's that?
I took profits prematurely.
Well, you know, I think once you're confident.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't, because I don't know where it's gonna go. So once I get more confident, I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But for me,
like Leandra held and she made more money than all of us.
Yes, she did.
I've done the same as well when I've entered too early. Like even today, I entered too early. It went in a bit of drawdown, like I said, like 500. But I was like, if it goes beyond a certain point, then I'm definitely pulling it out, and then I'm going to re-enter when it gets to my fair value gap entry. But I held it, and it played out, thank God. But that's why I get nervous. That's why I called Todd and I asked him, can you come on the call today? Because I needed reassurance that,
well, maybe that's what I should be doing. Yeah.
That my analysis was going to play out, or what I was thinking was correct, or the direction of the market. So I was like, Todd, is this correct? And he was like, yeah. So yeah, that's why I say now. Because I had anxiety. I didn't feel the anxiety, but it was probably in the back of my mind, like, okay, I was very unsure what was going to happen at the open and where the direction of the market was going to go for the rest of the day.
Okay, well, I'll talk about that later when I get a little bit better at the time price, but it didn't break yesterday's low. London did not go back to the low. So if London did not go back to the low and take it out, again, that was a strong indication, and I'm saying that more so for me, that it was a strong trending market, because I would have expected London to take it out. Asia, I knew wasn't going to take it out, but London should have taken New York's low, and it didn't. So it should have been gravy from there as far as just getting in and riding it up.
Yeah. See, that's what I need to put into my rules and things that I need to look at and check before I enter the market. Yeah, before I go and look at the chart, things I need to check for, so I have more reassurance and more confidence that the trade is actually going to go in this direction.
Yeah.
Are you ready? I don't want to be late for this visit.
And then when 8:30, 8 o'clock candle will generally go back to 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock area, one of the two. Okay, so 2 o'clock got covered by 3. Then 4 o'clock was open. So 8:30 should have come back down. It did not. It barely touched the 3 o'clock candle at the wick. So again, that's another indication, strong trending market, get in. I finally put all that together at like 8:30, because I was like, is it good? I had it marked up to come to an imbalance at 4 o'clock. So that was a bit in a kill zone and an imbalance. So I was like, okay, great. It didn't. So I was like, well, last ditch effort is 8:30. 8:30 came, it never went back. I said, okay, let me just get in. Because again, it never broke the low. And I was on NOS at the time, but US30 played out the same way. Never broke the low. And it didn't hit me at the moment, because sometimes, I get chart blind, meaning I don't see what I'm supposed to be seeing. But when I kind of stepped back and then looked at it, it was like, yeah, this didn't happen. Yeah, it's a strong trending market. But again, that comes with the how I'm kind of seeing the market on the hourly chart play out and on the daily chart play out, and then implementing the time stuff with it as well. So.
Thank you, Des.
You guys got any other questions? Comments, concerns?
But we should do more of this more often, kind of semi-live trade. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, when the market is set up for it, that's cool. I don't always trade these indices though, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's
I know you're a pair kind of guy.
Will and Fred are on these indices every day, all day, you know. Maybe not all day, but you know, every day they trade them.
We were just talking about live trading last night.
Who was talking about it?
On the 5 o'clock call, that we would like that.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden.
How come y'all to get on in live trade with Will?
Say what?
How come y'all?
I didn't hear what you said.
She said, how come you didn't get on with Will?
Used to get on with Will, yes.
No, I'm talking about with me this morning. What did y'all say at that meeting last night?
We did our little 5 o'clock analysis of the pairs.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Mentioned.
Maybe that's why.
We should introduce some live trading one of these days.
What pair did y'all? What did y'all come up with? I didn't see anything that y'all were trading last night. Like it wasn't in trade ideas. Did y'all take any trades?
I said 2 limits.
There were 15 there. There was a lot yesterday.
You said it was a lot?
It was a lot. Yes, there were like 15 different pairs we went through.
But did y'all take any like which one did y'all take?
I did.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
I took I took US30.
Oh yeah, but you traded that on the on London.
Yeah, but we went over it. We went over it last night.
Did anybody else trade it with you?
I'm not sure.
I was in US30 this morning too. Or yesterday.
Made my coins before 6 o'clock this morning.
Well, I made my coins after you did.
You didn't make 5,000.
No, I didn't make 5K. I made. Well, I would have liked to see the market selling by now, but it hasn't sold. But once it starts selling, I'm going to make the rest.
What time is it? Is it after lunch? Yeah.
Yeah, lunchtime. That's the bad time to get in. I'd wait till after lunch.
What time
For
are you
ITC.
in?
You can get anything, Todd. I'm sorry.
No.
What time is your chart, Todd? Is that European time? That's German time. Is that Berlin time?
Where is it at? Right here?
Yeah, I'm sure that's Berlin time.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's an hour ahead of UK time.
Todd, you need to be on Eastern Standard Time when the market opens in New York.
What, like ICT says?
Yeah.
Well,
you turn me on to the man, so
listen, I know, but I don't trade everything that he says. I stick to a few concepts that I like. Like, does it make sense that when he showed his ICT breaker video that he says this is all that some of you will ever need?
Well, I didn't watch that one because I what resonates with me, that's what I stick with.
Well, there you go. I'm the same way. I don't care to know about. Okay, so like his kill zone and all that stuff. It doesn't resonate with me because I'm gonna trade when I see the move, not necessarily in his kill zone. Now, you and my brother, y'all stick to the time and everything. I don't really care about that.
Well, see, the kill zones do form order blocks, so that's another reason why I like them as well. It's not just it's just a what do you call that? Just a candle out there. It's generally has an order block with it, or generally forms an order block.
Right. I don't disagree. But I'm just saying, like, I find success trading the way that I trade, you know. And you know, I'm a swing trader by nature. And he's not a swing trader. He'll tell you, you know, that doesn't resonate. So I have to use bits and pieces of his strategy for what I do. And I have to, it's kind of like Will's strategy. Like I can't trade exactly the way Will trades. I have to like cut bits and pieces and make it work for me.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's the same with ICT, but to me, he spazzes out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, he was in a down yesterday on S&P. I don't know where he got the down move from, but you know, hey.
I showed you the chart on the where he thought the price is going on the NAS, and I was like, man, he must be on crack, you know, like I don't think it's going up there. I mean, we'll see. But he actually called for that price to happen like last week, and I'm like, there is no way, man. I don't know what he was looking. I think he might be what do you say, chart blind too, you know?
Yeah.
Or you know, here's the problem. I don't think he should put a time when the market is going to do that. I think that's dangerous because we don't control when it's going to happen. Like we can have an understanding of, hey, this is going to happen, but we should refrain from saying it's going to happen today or this is going to happen next week.
Yeah.
You don't know that piece. And if you're talking to newer traders, that might throw them off because you said it was going to happen at this time, you know?
Yeah. I 100% agree because I have a friend that likes to, at this time it's going to do this and this, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But suppose there's an earthquake, then what? Suppose Russia decides to drop a nuclear bomb, then what you gonna do? You know?
Exactly, and that's how I feel about these moves. And for me, I'm greedy and I'm impatient a lot of times. So I have to really control myself as far as when I think these moves are going to happen, you know, because it doesn't work like that. It's not our timing, it's the market's timing.
Yeah.
So all I can
finally agree with the Dow move like hours later.
No, it's,
when it was 30.
But Ruby would tell you this going down now because this is the head and shoulder.
Yeah. And I've gotten so far away from that as far as head and shoulder stuff.
I'm being facetious, but this is definitely going to drop, and I would think it's going to happen sooner than later. There's your bearish order block on the 15-minute, your break of structure, right? So you see this chalk, you see how the price broke structure to the upside, and now it immediately breaks structure to the downside. Price is going to come back up here and push down.
Well, I saw a 3-minute imbalance. So after it started rejecting that, what did it reject? Was that a high or something? Some line I have on here for a high or a low or something. When we rejected that, I said, okay, well, maybe it's not going to go up there right now to just a couple of pips away. What did I say?
There's all sorts of y'all see the imbalance in real life right here?
258 pips away.
We just talked about imbalances and they're right in front of our face. There's an instant candle. So the market has to come back up and deal with that. But yeah, this is going to be a great chili cook-off here shortly.
Now, one thing I have seen, and I do agree with him. Well, a lot of stuff I do agree with him on. But one thing, especially in the lower time frames, trying to get in, is after the order block, there's an imbalance that's formed.
Right.
And then you should use that for your entry. So, and it's so crazy because at this point I was kind of doing that, but I had stopped and I don't know why, but I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. It does work. I don't know.
It works. I a lot of times I don't have the patience to drop down that far. You know, like on the 2-minute chart or on the, you know, like it's not that serious for me. Just give me the general area.
Well, I just like a good entry. That way I don't have to worry about drawdown.
You're right. I don't really care about it because I'm a swing trader. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't care about drawdown. I do care about drawdown, but here's what I found: like on the, if I use a 2-hour chart for my area of interest, most of the time it's worked out well for me.
Mhm.
I think on the GBP CAD trade that I had marked up, I think it came. I was 4 pips in drawdown. Now I wasn't watching the trade, but when I went back and looked at it, I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know, it picked me up 4 pips. It took 4 pips in drawdown, and the trade took off. I just don't have the patience to drop down to the 2-minute chart or the 1-minute chart of every pair that I'm trading.
Yeah.
So Todd,
Yes, ma'am.
can you please put a short position where you would put your entry on the 15-minute? Or you just use that same entry you already have set?
This is a short position. So I didn't enter. Let me go back. Let me do what you asked me to do. I'm gonna delete this position right here, okay?
Thank you.
So I can't do anything until this candle closes, right? Because it's not really a bearish order block until the candle closes.
Okay. Then I shall be patient.
But
and wait.
assuming that the candle closed, I would use that entire order block. Now, Dez might drop down or somebody else might drop down, but how many pips is that?
35.
35.
And that is a lot of pips for a 15-minute candle.
Yeah, and for US30.
Well, we can't do anything because it's until we get the bearish candle.
Okay.
Like a little white call playing out. They engineer liquidity.
Pouring people in so they can take off and do whatever it wants to do.
And too bad this leg isn't longer to break that. If this would have broke, then we could have just sold it. I know some of you are already selling, you know, but it's a bit premature in my book. So this waiting game, I guess we'll just play the waiting game. This is the life of a trader. You spend most of the time watching. Oh, my battery. Hold on. I guess you could use this 5-minute order block if you want.
That ain't really break structure though.
No, but you got lower lows. And you got, yeah, lower lows at the top of a bearish order block. That's a legitimate trade. Now, ideally, the market would come all the way to your 78 point mitigation right here. See this imbalance?
That's where it's supposed to be coming down to.
Well, that it can, but if you just want to take a safe trade, it would be right here.
I just got in off the minute.
For the set in.
I'm not gonna hold it long.
This thing don't look like it's trying to push back up. But you know, the cautionary tale about getting in the trade before, you know, before it taps into the order block. It's all good until you get caught up on one of those retracements.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Hey, Will, are you in this for a sell already?
He's gone.
Oh, he gone. Man, I'm starving. I need to shit.
Are you already in, Todd? Sorry, I was in a meeting.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, I need to stop recording, huh?